welcome. If you have a look into just how many exclusive games the PlayStation Portable received, you'll be really impressed. There's a lot more than you would expect. So I decided to have a look through my own humble collection, see which of the exclusive games I own that I've played that I feel would be good recommendations to you wonderful people. And I put a little list together. Also, at the end, there is a bonus or honorary mention, however you wish to refer to it, a game that did appear on multiple platforms. However, I think the PSP version could be the best. Let's crack on with the list. Here we go. Gangs of London. I thought we'd begin with one of my favourite all-time PSP games. I did give this its own video. There'll be a link on the end screen in case you're interested. It was made by the same people who made The Getaway, and you'll see a lot of similarities in this game, including the fact it's set in what was, when this game was made, modern day London, early to mid 2000s. They carried over the same great gameplay mechanics from the PS2 to the PSP. Obviously I know it's only got one joystick, so there's a couple of differences, but you can't tell too much once you get into playing the game. Some missions give you gang members which you can control with either orders or just directly take over and play as them. It's a different style of story. You are part of one of the London criminal gangs, and the idea is to take over the city from the others, one area at a time. Each individual mission means that you take over an individual area of the city, and they vary from deliveries with people chasing you to chasing others down, protect missions, rescue missions, steal a car, and of course, go kill those people. It works well. The story is told through still images with voiceovers with the most absurd East End accents possible over the top, and it is just absolutely tremendous fun. There's also a free roam mode, and you can do mini games where you're in a pub and all sorts. Open world PSP brilliance. Infected. This is by far and away the most arcadey game on this list. But I wanted to include something like this because being a handheld, it lends itself to pick up and play just for 10-15 minutes. And this game works a treat for it. You are in a zombie infected area with a simple mission. Shoot and kill everybody. But don't take your time. The longer you leave it, the longer that bar fills up. I can't remember what it's called, but call it an infection bar. Then the tougher the enemies get, the more frequent they become, the more appear on screen. Kill them as quickly as you can, get combos and all sorts for more points, and yes, even boss battles as well. Brilliant fun, not so much a zombie horror game as just a zombie blasting game. And that's always fun. The Third Birthday. I will confess I don't own this one physically as it's really expensive. But luckily one of the PSPs I bought second hand was modded, and it came with a load of games on it, including this one. This game is the third entry into the Parasite Eve video game series. It's a spin-off with only loose connections to the original two games, and it plays very much as a third-person shooter, with some survival horror mechanics as well. It also has a unique gameplay mechanic. It's called Overdrive, and it allows you to possess certain human allies. The main purpose of doing this is to use them to inflict damage on the enemy. It's definitely one of the more ambitious titles for the PSP, and graphically, I think it's one of the better looking ones as well. There have been some mixed reviews from critics. I think fans of the original two Parasite Eve games didn't particularly like it. I've never played them, so I don't have that to compare them to. I just went into it with this being the first game in the series I was going to play, so perhaps that helps me enjoy it more because I didn't have anything else to compare it with. There's also been some mention of control difficulties with the camera and some of the shooting mechanics, but I genuinely didn't have a problem once I got used to it, which is the same with any game really. What I did find was an absolutely fantastic story. I don't want to go into the details because it will spoil it for you, but it's quite twisty, a little bit mind-bending in places, but thoroughly enjoyable and absolutely brilliant. It is Resident Evil-ish, dare I say, a Resident Evil story on steroids. The game itself, fairly linear. Each mission you go into areas where there are enemies that you need to kill. You get multiple different areas that you go through with each level, and you rarely go into battle alone. You often have some NPC soldiers with you, and you can direct them around the battlefield with some basic commands. These are the people you can use that overdrive ability on. If your health's low or somebody else is just better positioned on the battlefield, go between them, go into the bodies of your allies, and then use them to fight the enemies with. A really interesting mechanic which helps make this game quite unique. Driver 76. Driver is a series which people would say is hit and miss, and sometimes more miss. I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. It's a prequel to Driver Parallel Lines. It's set 2 years before, and Ray and Slink, two of the supporting characters from Parallel Lines, are the stars of the story. Same world, same vehicles, and virtually the same soundtracks, but completely different story. What I will say, and this is a story with a lot of the Driver games, the driving mechanics side of it, spot on. I had no complaints whatsoever. The on-foot sections, probably average at best, but overall, it's a good, fun time. Ace Combat X Skies of Deception. I truly love the Ace Combat series. I find that they always look fantastic graphically, and they get the right balance between semi-realistic mechanics and the way the planes fly, with a good mix of fun, constant arcadey action, and the stories as well, because not every game of this type, particularly around this generation of consoles, put much effort into a story when vehicle-based games. These did, and they're always very good fun. Every single mission is fun without fail, whether you're tracking ground targets, whether you're dogfighting against enemy jets in the air, taking out various targets, protecting the squadron. It's all there for you. It plays like a full home console Ace Combat game. And from me, that's a big compliment. Hold on, there's another exclusive to the PSP Ace Combat game. Ace Combat Joint Assault. I had no idea this existed until this very kind comment from Stash Merkin, regular supporter of the channel, when I mentioned in a recent video how much I like this series, and I thought I had all the games. So a big thank you to you, my friend, not only for your regularly supporting my videos and commenting on them, but for letting me know about this game. I've got my save searches set up because it is quite an expensive one to buy from CEX, but hopefully I'll stumble on a bargain and have it soon. Right, let's get on with the other half. Syphon Filter, Logan's Shadow. I really wish they'd bring this series back. A sixth and final entry into the Syphon Filter series, and it is a direct sequel to Syphon Filter Dark Mirror, which you can also get on the PSP and the PS2. One of the brags about this game was it featured the Havoc physics, meaning enemies and objects should react realistically to gunfire and other means of interaction. It's a third-person shooter, and it has got cover mechanics as well, which not all of them did around this time. You can also do things like use enemies as human shields. You've got underwater combat as well. This is a globe-trotting spy thriller in game form. If it sounds a lot like James Bond, that's because it is, and I mean that as a high compliment. You're a one-man army out there to stop this evil global network of terrorists from endangering the world. Can you stop them? That remains to be seen, doesn't it? I think it's fantastic from start to finish. The story alone's worth playing for, the gameplay's tight. It's everything someone like me, who grew up on action movies, wants. SWAT Target Liberty City. This is a series better known on PC. There's only been one other home console release in the series that I'm aware of on the PS2. A completely different game. This is a top-down, third-person tactical shooter. You start off trying to stop gang violence, and it suddenly escalates to something much more serious. I'll let you find out the story in the game. You are joined by two comrades on the battlefield, and you can control them with quite a decent variety of commands. It's not just the usual stay here or go over there or guard this area. You can also use them with infiltration. So you can use them at a door or an entrance to an area, and you can command them to either use a flashbang or CS gas or an explosive, depending what tactical kit you choose at the start of the mission.
and you can then ask them to go in and clear the room, and you can enter with them, or you can go in and clear it yourself after they've done it. I would suggest getting them to clear the room with you. If you don't work with your team, you've got no chance of success, but when things go well, it is so rewarding. I very recently actually just played through it, so it's fresh in my mind as a fantastic, unique experience on the wonderful PSP. Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. This series is everywhere, so are you surprised there's one? The good news is it's a good game. It's a spin-off and direct sequel to the first Assassin's Creed game. You're playing again as Altair. This time he's travelling to Cyprus. The mission? Eliminate the last remnants of the Templar Order in Cyprus and find out about their plans overall. It also explores Altair's relationship with Maria Thorpe, a Templar agent whose life he spared in the first game, and becomes a bit of a love interest, but I don't want to spoil the story any more than that. Gameplay wise, they tried to keep it as close as they could to the home console games within the system's limitations. There are still civilians, but a few less of them. They made a couple of things a little bit simpler, like the parkour, which is no bad thing. The biggest difference I noticed is that they removed the eagle vision. Again, just to system limitations, I assume. But apart from that, it's still an open-world Assassin's Creed game with a great story. And it's really quite impressive for a PSP game. Killzone Liberation. Another now seemingly dormant Sony franchise, which I'd love to see come back. This game takes place approximately 2 months after the events in the first Killzone game. Don't worry if you haven't played it. And it is notable for not being a first-person shooter, it's a third-person one. We're back in control of Templar from the first game. His mission? Battle the Helghast, a group of genetically enhanced soldiers, and save a load of hostages while you're there. Gathering intelligence also plays a part as well. Not only do you have the on-foot combat, but you also get to control some vehicles, whether it's a gun turret on a helicopter, or a hovercraft, jetpack, or tank. These are some of the most fun sections of the game. There are also a few missions where you get to control some teammates as well. These are often actually hostages that you've rescued, like some VIPs, and you're telling them to keep out of the way and not get themselves killed. Although you do also get to control Rico and one other at some points as well. This game was very, very heavily praised when it came out, largely because of the solid gameplay, although the story of course did receive some praise as well. Whether you've played any Killzone games and liked them, or you've never played one at all, I strongly encourage you to give this one a go. It's quite a unique entry in the series, but more than anything else, it shows just how good action games on the PSP are. Resistance Retribution, a spin-off of the fantastic 7th generation Resistance series. It's set between the first and the second game. The story on all the Resistance games is fantastic. It's an alternative history starting at the end of World War I. I can't go into the details on just a short little bit here, but basically World War II never happened, history completely changed, and around 1950, the Earth is invaded by an insect-like race of aliens. And your job, as I'm sure you've guessed already, is to fight back and keep Earth safe from the invading alien menace. Gameplay-wise, it's a third-person shooter with cover mechanics, and it automatically snaps you to cover, which does work quite well. You've also got aim assist as well, because you do use the shape buttons to move the cursor around, so without the aim assist it could be a little bit difficult. With it though, you can get used to it nice and quickly. You play through various settings, from tunnels to the streets and so much more, and the gameplay here is really solid. This is one of the first games I ever played on a PSP, and because I enjoyed it so much, you could say it's one of the reasons that I collect for that console now. It was so good, it got me hooked. Chili Con Carnage. You probably haven't heard of this one, but you may have heard of Total Overdose. It's from the same people, and you could look at it as a sequel or in some ways a remake. It's also a game which in no way whatsoever takes itself seriously. I've often mentioned before we need more funny video games, ones that actually make you laugh out loud. This is one that, for me at least, fits the bill. The whole premise of the game? You witness your father being murdered in a freak combine harvester accident, and you go out for revenge. You fight with drug lords, corrupt bandits, femme fatales, crooked mercenaries, and some strange zombie type things as well. Whilst the character you play as, Ramiro Ram Cruz, is wisecracking all the way through. It's good, solid action, and it is a real good laugh. Not all games have to be serious, they can just sometimes be funny and also brilliant. And the bonus entry is Gun Showdown. Now, I've talked about the game Gun plenty of times before. It came out after Red Dead Revolver, but before the first Red Dead Redemption game. And if you like Red Dead Redemption, you need to play this. It's an open world cowboy western game, and it does feature some of the mechanics which later were seen in the first Red Dead Redemption. It's a smaller open world, but still an absolutely brilliant one. You've got your main campaign as well as side missions. Hunt down wanted crooks for a bounty, take them dead or alive. Try and hunt legendary animals for specific rewards which will help you with in-game items. Or just go and explore and have fun while doing it. You might even find some gold to mine. So why is this potentially the best version compared to the home console ones? Well, it's all down to content. Whilst the main story follows on pretty much the same as the home console versions, the side missions are different. You've got some extra different side missions only found in this version of the game. You've also got some mini games which again are only in the PlayStation Portable version. Now, it might not sound like a huge difference, but this game's got quite a cult following. I'm a humongous fan of it myself. So the idea of discovering a version of it with some content I've not played before is a really big deal to me. This game came out in the mid-2000s, and I've played through it plenty of times, and I've resigned myself to the fact it's never going to get a sequel. All of a sudden, I found a version with some content I've not experienced yet. So it means I can replay the game and have some fresh experiences while I do so, which makes it all that more rewarding. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below if you're a fellow fan of Gun.
And now I turn the floor over to you, wonderful people. Well, the comments section to be precise. What do you think of the games in this list? What's your favourite PSP exclusives? There's so many more I could have mentioned, from the SOCOM series, Metal Gear, Monster Hunter, and many more. I may even do a follow-up video with some more in the future when I've played some more games. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you want to do the like and subscribe thing, please do. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da for now.